Hey, ladies. Welcome back to week 6, final lessons, anchoring and celebrating us of Integrate the Challenge. Boy, it's been a journey so far. And if you guys think, I don't know what's easier, what's better, this shirt is harder to put on and I want to take this on and off. Anyways, so I want to bring celebrating and anchoring into really some awesome practical takeaways that you can have after leaving this course. And the three greatest reasons why people hire coaches is for help with relationships, help with navigating relationships with yourself, with family, with loved ones, help with health, weight loss coaching, training, food coaching, dieting coaching, any kind of health related coaching, and help with money, business. So, when we're going to celebrate this week, we're going to celebrate everything we've learned and we're going to anchor it into some really practical categories in our own lives. So, today I'm going to take you on a little money journey because who doesn't want to make more money with the information that we've learned so far? I hope that's okay with you. I know that most of y'all are, not most, every single one of you is an entrepreneur of sorts. So we're going to learn about the entrepreneurial track. And I hope to blow your mind given some of the information that you've learned in this class so far. And I did not create a presentation for you today. So I'm going to say, pause this video if you don't have a pen and paper, because you're going to want to take some notes. This is going to be some good stuff. So, how do we make money? With the model. You see where I'm going with this? Y'all, the number one way to make money is to have responsibility when it comes to your money. How did you know it wasn't going to be an easy answer? No, don't worry. We'll get to the law of attraction at the very end of this. There is a whole other aspect to this. But when you really break down the word responsibility, what is that? It's our ability to respond. This whole training, since day one, we've started off with this idea of awareness and curiosity and kindness and looking inwards and towards ourselves. And we can really do this when it comes to our ideas and thoughts and the results of literally what's in our bank accounts, right? What do we have for us financially? Now, the ability to respond is still kind. It doesn't mean that we're going to use any of this exercise against us. If we're not where we are wanting to be financially at this point in time, this is totally meant to help, to let you celebrate, to let you win, continue winning and anchoring into the practical. But we have to be able to claim responsibility, right? If we give our money situation away to the whole world, we become victims. And so this class is all about how are we going to claim ownership over your own thoughts, feelings, and actions when it comes to our money. So our response to money is going to equal our results to money. So I want you to think about it this way. I want you to think about money in the C line of the model, in the circumstance line. And anything that pops into the circumstance line is going to be neutral, right? The thing is so many of us subconsciously have a lot of thoughts about money. And if you guys are interested, let me know. I have like a list of 100 and you know what? I'm just going to link it. I'll download it and link it. I'll put down 105 belief lists that my coach sent to me about kind of gauging where we are. What do we believe about money? But technically, money itself, just the circumstance of money, is very neutral until we start to use it, right? Until we start to think about it, until we start to see how people use it in the world. So, oftentimes we have these beliefs and trends of thinking about money, like money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are evil, or money is all greediness, or what would I do with so much money, or I never can balance my checkbook, or I'm very disorganized when it comes to my finances, or I have no investments, or, right? If you start thinking about it, It's thoughts. And those thoughts create feelings in our bodies, and those feelings create the actions that we take, as we've been learning throughout this course. So, the thought that I want to offer you to combat all of those, especially if we're just playing around for the time being, is what if money is easy? It comes easily, it goes easily, I make it easily, I spend it easily. Money is just easy. What if it doesn't have to be this big thing that so many of us make it, right? Money is easy. But I really do want you to have a little bit of awareness of where your actual beliefs about money go. So go ahead, even on your notes, feel free to hit pause on this video and just jot down some ideas that you might have about money, some thoughts real quick that you like and that you don't like that you have about money. Now, look at my notes. Welcome back. Hopefully you paused the video. I've gathered my thoughts. When we look at these ideas about what we think about money, it really leads us to helping us discover what our own personal money thermometer is. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this analogy before. I'm not the first one to think of it, but it works so phenomenally. So, our money thermometer is kind of like a thermometer in a room, right? When you set your thermostat, let's say to 72, if it goes a little bit over, the system kicks on, cools it down, and brings it back down to 72. It goes a little bit under, the system kicks on, turns it up, heats it up, goes back up to 72. So it only fluctuates 3, 4, 5 degrees plus or minus around that temperature of 72. Well, most of us oftentimes have this thermometer, this idea about what we're capable of earning, sometimes what we feel like we're deserving of, what's possible for us, as well subconsciously plugged in, programmed as our money thermometer. So let's say that same number, $72,000 a year. If that's your money thermometer, you will most likely know what your money thermometer actually is. This is how you kind of can decide is if you go backwards in the last 5 years and just think about your taxes and how much did you file every single year for the last 5 years, add those numbers all up, divided by 5, and get that median score. So that median is going to be very close to your money thermometer. Some years might be a little bit less, some years a little bit more, but basically most of us tend to, unless we've made big drastic changes and created a whole new self-image about us, our capacity, our self-worth, what we're deserving of creating in our businesses, are going to be within that same range in our money thermometers. This is what I'm capable of making. So another way of looking at this is this money thermometer is going to drive our actions very much so. And oftentimes this is a subconsciously programmed belief, but imagine a person who earns $100,000 a year in a nice corporate job in a high rise somewhere in the city. And that's the life that they're used to. And then they lose their job. How long is that person going to sit around and not look for another job versus someone who kind of picks up odd jobs here and there throughout life and it knows that in a year they earn $10,000, $20,000 max, and they go to a new job and they get fired and they're like, whatever, forget about it. How long is it going to take that person to get up and start looking for a new job? Now, there's a lot of factors associated with this, of course, a lot of psychology and what might be going on and where they came from and so on and so forth. But the basis of it is a big factor is what their money thermometer is. The individual who's like, no, I make $100,000 a year. This is my lifestyle. This is me. This is my brand. These are my ideas, my beliefs, my values about me. And I will never feel secure unless I made less than, if I made less than that, that's me abandoning myself. That person's going to be driven to get up and get scrappy and get determined and get on LinkedIn or whatever and start looking for jobs. Whereas the person who's like, whatever, 10 grand, 20 grand a year, no big deal. I'll float by. I live on the beach. I'll collect some coconuts, that person's going to be comfortable with 10, 20 grand and not get up and have like fire under their buns to go look for another job. Really interesting point to consider here. What's your money thermometer? And below what number are you like, oh my gosh, I gotta go take action? Which leads us into the next thought, which is, what is your money ceiling? So a thermometer is the basic temperature in the room. The ceiling, though, is much more, what do you believe you're capable of in the next right now? So this is what I mean by that. The thermostat is going to be very close to what you are already making. The employee mindset very oftentimes will have the money ceiling be quite close to the thermostat oftentimes. So what I mean by that is oftentimes when we're an employee, when we have a 9 to 5 or we work for somebody else in a certain way and we have a paycheck, we know that for a certain amount of hours, we're getting a certain amount of pay, unless it's like a super commission based job. But basically, we're expecting a certain income per year, and maybe there will be a promotion, maybe there's a certain capacity just above or below, but we really don't see too many more steps in increasing our income unless we got a whole other job, started working way outside of what we're comfortable with working, or longer hours, right? So usually our money ceiling is going to be pretty close to our money thermometer when we're employees. Again, unless you have like a big salesy commission job, and then it could be more of a fluctuation. However, as an entrepreneur, I want you to consider, and since so many of you all are considering entrepreneurial ventures or have them already, that your money ceiling is going to be, or the relationship between your money ceiling and your money thermometer is going to be your best friend when it comes to gauging, hey, where am I at? What steps can I take, and where do I want to go? Especially when it comes to building wealth and building money. And this is how I want you to do this exercise. So on a scale of 1 to 10, after you've just determined your money thermometer, now your money thermometer in your overall life might be different, usually is different for a lot of us, than the money thermometer we have for our businesses, especially if our businesses are not our full-time income. So what I mean by that is overall, maybe you're making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. But in your business that you're trying to grow, you're only making $1,000 a month, or let's say even $0 a month, right? We don't even have our first client. We haven't even launched our program yet. So it could be that you're needing to make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, or $10,000 a month, 20, whatever, 100. I don't know what your ceiling is. And in our life, we know how to do that, but in our business, we do not yet know how to do that. And you'll see why this is very important. So when you're gauging this exercise, if you really want to play with these numbers of what's capable for me in my business, how can I make my business grow? And what's my money temperature versus my money ceiling within my business? What I want you to consider is the actual number that you're making just in your business, not in your whole life. And if you're looking to just improve your overall money game, plug in that number you make monthly in your whole life, right? So your money ceiling is going to be that which you believe you are just one, maybe two small decisions away from being able and capable of making, even though it might be a stretch for you in the immediate now, very soon. And the way you can really test this is a really fun game I like to play, the money game. But you might want to play with yourself in the mirror, or grab a friend, or call me. We can do it in the group. But basically, it goes something like, you'll have your friend say numbers to you, like numbers that you'd want to make in your income, starting, let's say, 25 grand a year, 30 grand a year, 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year. And they'll say, how capable do you believe, or we can even go monthly in our business, $1,000 a month, 2,000, I want to make $5,000 a month in my business. How capable do you believe you are right now on a scale of 1 to 10 to make $50,000 a year in your overall life? And I would be like 10, 100%. I got that, right? 60,000, 10, 70,000, 10, 80,000, 10, 90,000. And so this is my money thermometer. 80 grand a year. I'm like, yes, I got that all day. Stepping above that, I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah, I could, yeah, okay, right. So my goal for this year personally is $120,000. And that's really stretching myself because at $120,000, I'm not at a 10 anymore. I'm at like a 7 or 8. And it's such a beautiful place to see, like, yes, I have the roadmap. Yes, I can do that. But I'm not in such crazy belief. I'm not shooting for millions yet. And so that money ceiling keeps me in that same room where the thermometer is, right? Doesn't bounce me out into a whole other landscape. So let's break this down in another way. Let's say you're growing your business and you have absolutely zero clients and you don't make any money in your business right now. And you would like to increase your ideas and beliefs about making clients in your business and the potential to have clients in your business. First of all, plug that zero into a model. What does that mean? Or plug $1,000 a month into the model. What are you making it mean? Then what are your thoughts about it? So your thoughts are like, oh, that's impossible. Where am I going to find a client? I'll never get one. This is never going to work out. Well, guess what, honey? It's not going to work out. Whereas you can't panic, hustle, starve, be upset towards money. But what you can do is have lots of negative emotions and still make money. And we're going to get to that really soon. And once you see your limiting beliefs and what's holding you back, then you can really start playing and really creating a roadmap for yourself and saying, hey, is this belief true? Do I want to hold on to it? And how can I create new beliefs? What do I have to believe is possible in order for me to get that first client, in order to increase my money ceiling to, let's say, I'm only going to charge that client $100 to work with me for a month. But then I've put a number to it, $100. Do I believe that's possible? Yes, I can charge that even from zero. I can find one client, offer them 4 sessions at $25. Automatically, the roadmap comes. It's no longer overwhelming. It's believable. The next step is available to you. And when you're playing around with your money ceiling, so you'll play this game with your friend, right? And they'll keep saying numbers higher and higher. There's going to be a number where you're like, no way, maybe it's not even $100. No way, I don't even know how I'll make $100. Cool, stop there. Go to $1. Can you make $1? Can you make 2? There's always going to be a number where you're like, oh, okay, I can make that. And that's so true for your regular life, right? Even that guy from our previous example who only makes 20 grand a year, he's relaxing on the couch because he's like, oh, when I need money, I'll go figure out, I'll make another $50, $100. I remember when I was serving, I would be like, oh, how much money is in my bank account? Okay, $100. When's my next shift? Oh, okay, cool. I can make it, right? I've got this. No problem. I didn't make the fact that I only had $100 in my bank account mean anything because I was used to that. That was my money ceiling. My money temperature was okay, around $100. I'll make 2 more at a shift, then I'll go spend it. And the funny thing is you'll see that sometimes when we have a certain money ceiling, this is oftentimes the idea psychologically behind where lottery winners will lose a lot of their winnings very quickly, or won't be able to hold on to it, is because they don't have that belief, that safety net surrounding them in being able to house that money. So their ceiling isn't raised to the place where they see themselves and know the roadmap to and are able to function within being a millionaire. And so it comes into their life for a little bit. It's great. But because the ceiling is like, no, I'm someone who makes 50 grand a year, they figure out all the ways to lose their $1,000,000. I know for myself still, it's like I have, and I keep upping what's in my savings account and what my money ceiling is and playing around with those numbers. But there's still times where I'm like, oh, there's too much money in my bank account. Got to go buy myself a new dress. Do I? How often do we do that? Or is it time to be like, if my thoughts were like, no way, if anytime there's less than 50 grand in my bank account, I'm doing horrible. Well, y'all, I would be saving quite a lot more than I am right now if that was the case, right? So, very interesting considerations there when you start thinking about your money ceiling and your money temperatures. Now, I want to just dive in to saying that what you believe you're capable of making without a shadow of a doubt, and start and how you believe that you're capable of starting to take responsible action towards that is the most amazing, incredible, awesome, surefire way to make money, is starting to believe in yourself and your actions rather than getting hung up, daydreaming, wondering if how the money is going to come. And the way that you'll know that you're really in tune with your money ceiling, especially if you're trying to up it correctly. Like, let's say if I push myself and I'm like, okay, this year, like I'm pushing for 120,000, is if someone comes and asks me, how are you going to make $120,000? I'm like, I got it. This is the game plan. We're going to do this, 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 and this. If you don't know the how, go on. Hold on. Pardon me, y'all. Yeah, if you don't know the how, that's where you're take a step back and see if maybe you can reduce the money ceiling just a little bit and see if you know the how to that, because that's going to be your solution. See where you can match your beliefs to what you're capable of taking action in and believe is possible for you in the next immediate now. And last but not least, two fun things. Get a little woo with it. Money mantra. Okay, guys. Remember how our thoughts create our results? So much of the time when we find these money beliefs that we have, like all rich people are evil, or well, whatever would I do with so much money? I could never be a millionaire. Why? I don't need so much money. I want you to create a money mantra for yourself that acknowledges and dissolves your biggest obstacles, your biggest thoughts about money that you don't want to keep. So let's say that you think that if you start your own business and you're going to be an entrepreneur and you're going to have a lot of clients, it's going to create so much hustle in your life. And therefore, you cannot make money. Money cannot be easy because it equals hustle. The way that you're going to end up creating a mantra is by placing the words, I am the possibility of making X amount without hustling. I am the possibility of creating $120,000 in my business this year without hustling. I am the possibility of creating $50,000 in my business this year without procrastinating. I am the possibility of making $1 million in the next 5 years without being evil or without being powerful or greedy or taking advantage of others, right? And the reason I say that to make the mantras in this way of I am the possibility of is because remember that lesson I did on learning to say things like, how is it true that? and then presenting a question to your brain. So when we say, like, I'm a money magnet, if you really don't believe that, then what's going to happen is your whole body is going to say, no, I'm not a money magnet, forget money. And it's not going to work. But if you play with your brain and say, I am the possibility of attracting money towards myself effortlessly without hustle, your brain's going to be like, you're the possible, what? Who are you? What? Let me play with this. Okay. How what does that even mean? Let me find some evidence for it, right? We're just disrupting our brains and getting a new pattern in there that absolves those old limiting beliefs. And we're putting it in a really weird way that stops our brain. And the more often you can walk around throughout your day and just be like, I am the possibility of making money with ease without stress. I'm telling you, you're going to start making more money with ease without stress. So, money mantras. Find a fun one for you. Share it in the classroom with us all in the comments, y'all. And last but not least, money and the law of attraction. Okay, you guys, there's a myth going around that you got to feel juju woo woo, all so good about having money, and that's how you're going to make money. You'll see that distinction I made? Probably not. The law of attraction teaches that we got to feel like we have money in order to make money. Now, this is what I want to suggest. The feelings of having money and making money are very, very different. Yes, if you woke up and you were a rich billionaire kid or millionaire, whatever, somewhere in between, and you had a lot of money, if you woke up tomorrow and it was just in your bank account, the feelings might be gratitude, it might be joy, it might be confidence, it might be security and certainty. But would it be grit and resilience and determination and confidence and success in yourself because you created it and you built it? As entrepreneurs, this is the most incredible thing that we have going for ourselves is our beliefs and catching up continuously over and over with our beliefs. So if you want to use the law of attraction to make money, I want you to start working on the feelings, cultivating the feelings, not of having money, but of enjoying the process of making money. See that old mantra thing we just did? It is possible. I am possible. I am the possibility of creating money with ease, without stress. Making money is confident, yes. Making money is resilience, yes. Making money is determination, yes. Making money can also be courage. And you know what, y'all? Being courageous is not always fun. It's not always feel good. It doesn't always feel like waking up and having $100,000 in your bank account just sitting around. Being courageous means getting out there and getting gritty and feeling so proud of yourself because you did. Making money is ambition and it's grit and it's resilience. And what I want you to start creating when you're creating models for yourself and using the law of attraction to bring more money into your life is this notion that I enjoy making money. Money comes to me with ease. Money flows to me with ease. I create and innovate new projects, new ways, new insights, new ideas to continuously create more and more money in my life. I'm constantly upping my money ceiling. I am constantly raising my money thermostat. And therefore, I am constantly in the model of making money, of creating money, not sitting on money, not having money. I don't think that any of you really want to be stagnant with your growth. I don't think that's why you joined this challenge. I don't think any of you want to be super stagnant with your money ceilings too, because every single one of you has such a passion project And I know that if I gave every single one of you $1 million and I said, Tessa, go start your airplane school for all of the kids, you would do it with passion for inclusivity and diversity. And I know that if Bina, I gave you $1 million right now, you would do it to create beautiful, organic, wonderful skin care products that are so cruelty free for both animals and human beings, really inclusive and beautiful, and would make my skin look all that collagen glowiness. I mean, you would do so much goodness in the world and you would empower other people with it. And I know this is so true as well for Timmy. I cannot wait to see you coaching others in a one-on-one capacity and changing lives and seeing the impact that you're going to have when you coach someone back to health, how that affects their relationships with their kids and other people in their life and their loved ones, and the generational healing that you can do. If I gave you $1 million to do that right now, you would keep wanting to do it and grow it and be it, because that's you. And Jackie, my dearest, I love you so much. And y'all haven't met Jackie in group yet, but Jackie wants to create a a ability to dream for dreamers and to know that anything is possible for them through food and the experience of Mexican cuisine here in the United States. And she's going to tell her story and empower so many people to feel included in our society through food. And so all of your projects, if I gave you all $1 million and you saw how many lives you could touch with that $1 million, every single one of you would be open and willing to up in that ceiling just a little bit higher the next year and the next year to help more people, to serve more people. It's just that we have these thoughts, these ideas about money that are stopping us. And so I will attach that list and I want you to go through it. And as you think about really honing this in practically, anchoring, celebrating, bringing this into your life, this whole lesson, this class, this integrative process, I want you to start knowing that money is yours to have and treat and care for in any way that you choose. And your beliefs about money are yours and you're allowed to have them, whatever they may be. And I want you to celebrate that too. Celebrate yourself for using money the way that you're going to choose to use money, and using it in ways that empower you, that build you up, that build up your success and add to more success in the world, y'all. All right. That was a longer lesson. I love you. We'll get back here tomorrow and we'll either talk about health or relationships. I'll pick one. Toodaloo.